a little interactive. And so everyone in here right now, I know that you're eating. I'll give you a chance to get back to that hot dog in just a second. But if you could, set that hot dog down. And I want everybody to do exactly what I say. Okay? I want you to stand up right where you're at and follow my instructions. Okay? Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Okay? Now, do exactly what I say. Nothing less, nothing more. Just do exactly what I say. I want everybody in here to take your hands, reach above your head, and reach up as high as you possibly can. Okay? Now then, everybody reach just a little bit higher. Okay, everybody reach just a little bit higher. Okay, one more time. Everybody reach a little higher. Oh, all right. You can sit down. Now then, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Y'all seem like y'all are very cooperative, but you're actually not. In fact, not a single one of you did what I asked you to do. I said I want you to do exactly what I say, not exactly what I do. Exactly what I say. And what did I say? I said I want you to stand up, put your hands above your head, and reach up as high as you possibly can. Everyone went like this. And then I said, reach a little higher, and you went like this. Reach a little higher, and you went like that. Reach a little higher, and you went up on your tiptoes, and you reached a little higher. Okay? Here's as high as you can possibly reach. Not a single one did that. Here's the thing. The reason we're here today, the reason I'm here today, the reason I'm a part of this is because none of us have reached our fullest potential. None of us have reached as high as we possibly can. We can always reach higher, we can always improve, we can always overcome, we can always be better, we can always become more of the person that we were created to be. You have the ability to become more. That's why I love being a part of what we're doing here today. Okay? So that's where we're going to start, is from the reality that every single person in here has never ever in their life reached as high as they possibly can. We all have room to grow. All right, so I need a volunteer to help me out. Who wants to volunteer and help me out? Anyone artsy? Okay, then you all qualify. Anyone else can do it. All right, who will help me out? Come on, it's very simple, very, very, very simple. All right, let's try that again. You can't all volunteer at once. Put your hands down. Now, can I have all? There you go, right in the back of the room. Come on back up here. You are worse than third graders. I mean, third graders, man, their hands all go up. They're ready. They're eager and ready to volunteer. All right, I want you to do one simple thing. I want you to take this marker. And you've got this entire piece of paper up here. You can put something up here, down here, doesn't matter where. I want you to put 3 marks on that paper. Doesn't matter what they are. Yeah, 3. It can be a line, it can be a square, it can be a shape, it can be a squiggly. Don't draw a picture, but just put 3 distinct different marks on that paper. Any marks you wanted to put on. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's give her a hand. What's your name?
Rosa.
Rosa? Let's give Rosa a hand. All right. Appreciate you. Now, you ever all familiar with let's try that again. Right brain, left brain? Okay? So if I say 2 plus 2 is? 4. Then you just use your left brain. If I say red plus a hammer is? You're using your right brain. There is no immediate answer. You have to get creative. And so you engage the right side of your mind. Most of us are left brain linear thinkers. What this is it's an art experiment where you actually engage the right side of your brain. You have to think creatively. You have to look at problem solving from a unique perspective. And my girls and I used to play this a lot. And you can put any 3 marks on a piece of paper. No matter what 3 marks are on a piece of paper, you can always create a face using those 3 marks. Okay? So, almost any 3 marks that you put on... No, I'm teasing. You can create a face using any 3 marks that are on a piece of paper. All right, there we go. We got a face using those 3 marks, okay? Now, here's the thing about this. I love this experiment because you can use it to engage the right side of your brain, to learn how to think a little more clearly, to learn how to think more creatively. But I love it when we talk about growing as individuals, growing as people, because this is you, okay? Now, many of you are much prettier than this. I'm a horrible photographer, but this is you. The reality is every single one of us in this room, every single one of us has marks that have been put in our life by other people. Marks that we didn't put there. Maybe it was that you went through a divorce. Maybe it was that you've had an addiction problem. Maybe it was any number of things. I mean, the fact of the matter is you didn't get to pick the color of your skin. You didn't get to pick where you're going to be born. You didn't get to pick how much money your family was going to have when you were a child. You didn't get to pick which language you were going to speak. You didn't get to pick any of those things. All those things are marks that were put onto your life. Now, there's all kinds of other marks that are put on your life. I didn't get to pick that my parents were going to go through a bitter divorce. I didn't get to pick that my brother was going to be killed tragically when I was 19 years of age. There's a lot of things that I didn't get to pick about my life. And I can tell you right now, in a room this size with this many people, there are people in here who have marks in their lives that I don't want to even begin to imagine. Hard things, tough things. Things that have radically shaken your life. Marks that are there. And you're not sure what to do with. I love this because it's a great way to communicate. No matter what marks are in your life, no matter what marks are in your life, no matter what has happened to you, you have the ability to create your portrait of success. Just as I could take any marks that you put on a piece of paper and make a face out of it, you can take any marks that have happened in your life and create a portrait of success with your life. It is possible. You can do it. You may be sitting there saying, whoa, 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 whoa. You have no idea what marks are in my life. You have no idea what has happened to me. No, I don't. But here's what I do know. A lot of us think that our marks shape and define who we are. They don't. There's a lot of things that have happened in your life that you didn't have a choice about. But those things are not what has defined you. How you respond to those things is what has made you who you are. It is your response that defines who you are, not the event itself. You and I and every single one of us in this room, we each have the ability to choose to be something greater. This is really amazing. Listen to this. Are you listening? Do you realize that you are the only you that will ever walk this earth? There has never been... I went into Red Robin one day, and they got those little coasters, and they have little messages on it. And one of mine said, remember, you're unique just like everyone else. But it's true. You're unique just like everyone else. You are the only you that will ever walk this earth. There's never been another you before you. There will never be another you after you. You are the only you that will ever walk this earth. It's amazing to me how many of us spend our entire lives trying to be like someone else. Your true gift is you. You are the only you that will ever walk this earth. That's where your power is. That's where your strength is. That's where your identity should be found, is in who you were created to be. But you can't spend your entire life trying to be someone else. Because if you do that, you know what happens? All of us, the entire world, will miss out on a unique expression of humanity it will never, ever see in anyone else. How powerful is that? You matter. You count. Your life is important. You get to choose who you're going to be. But most of us don't make choices. Most of us let the world choose who it wants us to be. I love what Andy Andrews said. Andy Andrews said this in his book, The Lost Choice. He said, sit there waiting for the magic to happen and do nothing. That's exactly what you're going to get. Nothing. On the other hand, choose to do something special with your life. You're going to get something special. Everybody, every single body matters. But most people don't realize how much they matter. How much they matter to all of us. So they never choose to do something special with their life. And not making a choice, that is a choice. A lost choice. Do you realize that you get to choose who you're going to be? You may not get to choose this mark, but you get to choose how you're going to respond to it. You may not get a choice about where this mark's going to go, but you get your choice how you're going to respond to it. You get to choose who you're going to be in this world. It is the most extraordinary thing that there is. You may be sitting there saying, whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't get to choose this. I didn't get to choose all of this. I didn't get to choose where I'm at. I didn't get to choose what was going to happen to me. Do you know what you're really saying if you say that? What you're saying is you're a victim. You ever woken up in the morning and walked to the mirror and you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, that's all I got to work with? You know? Okay, it happens to me pretty often. But anyway, that's all I got to work with? I mean, there's a lot of times where we think, I didn't choose this. I didn't choose to be here. And we like to say, I didn't choose this. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. But here's the reality. If you did not choose who you are today, what that means is you have no choice about who you're going to be tomorrow. It's only when you have the ability, it's only when you have the courage to accept responsibility for who you are today that you can make a dramatic change tomorrow and be something better, be something greater, be something more. You have to be able to take responsibility for who you are today, and then you are able to choose to be something greater tomorrow. One of my great American, all-American heroes is George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver said this, "No individual has the right to come into this world and go out of this world without leaving behind distinct and legitimate reasons for having passed through this world." Let me say that again. No individual has the right to come into this world and go out of this world without leaving behind distinct and legitimate reasons for having passed through this world. Let me ask you, what are your distinct and legitimate reasons for passing through this world today? Unfortunately, far too many of us cannot answer that question. If you struggle to answer that question, it is time to make serious choices about who you want to be in this world. No individual has the right to come into this world and go out of this world without leaving behind distinct and legitimate reasons for having passed through this world. You may be sitting there thinking, you know what, Warren? That's great, that's wonderful, but you don't understand the problems that I face every day. I know this. Every day will bring a fresh quota of problems. Problems are a way of life. In fact, I am probably the cruelest parent that you will ever meet. Ever. I am absolutely cruel. I mean, I will go in there and wake up my girls and get them out of bed. Actually, my wife does that most of the time. I'm still in bed. No. We'll go in, we'll wake them up, we'll get them out of bed, we'll make them get up. It doesn't matter if it's a good hair day or a bad hair day. And with 4 daughters, that's a big deal, okay? Yeah, pray for me. 4 daughters. We'll go in and we'll wake them up, we'll get them out of bed, and we'll say, you're getting up, you're getting dressed, you're going to go get in that car. Go get your butt in that car right now. We're going to go get in the car, we're going to drive down to this little place where we're going to have them tortured. It's called school. Yep. And we're going to march them in the front door. We're going to make them go to their classes. And when they get to their classes, we're going to have them sit down. And we're going to have them sit down in front of an individual that we know will intentionally put problems in front of them all day long. They're called a teacher. We understand that as kids. Why do we do it? We do it because we love our kids. We do that because we love our kids, and we force our kids to face problems, intentionally force our kids to face problems every single day, because we know that in learning how to overcome those problems, they become better. They become greater. They become more as individuals. It's amazing to me how many times adults think that as we get older, we should face fewer problems. The opposite is true. The older you get and the more successful you get and the more you invest in other people's lives, the more problems you're going to face. And every problem is an opportunity for you to become greater, for you to become more. It's amazing to me, most people get their lives in trouble because they avoid their problems instead of dealing with them head on. But in dealing with them head on, you become greater. You become something more extraordinary in this world. You have the ability to make that choice. And the choice is, how are you going to see your problems? Are you going to see your problems as an obstacle that is preventing you from accomplishing your goals? Or are you going to see your problems as an opportunity that you can overcome and become more? How are you going to see your problems? It's incredible how simple it is. It's incredible how simple it is. But there's one ominous word that destroys most of our progress. There's one ominous word that we fear more than anything else. And we're going to let's talk about that first. Have you ever played the game, the opposite game? You remember that? I couldn't hardly get a volunteer to draw on my paper, so I'm not sure this is going to work. We're going to try it anyway. We're going to play the opposite game. You know what I'm talking about? It's where I say a word and you tell me what the opposite is. So, if I say up, you say? Very good. This might work. All right, here we go. You ready? Here we go. Opposite game. Here we go. Up, down, in, out, right, left, black, white, success, wrong, No. I'm telling you, you're wrong. You are wrong. The opposite of success is not, nor has it ever been, failure. But that is the one word that will stop all progress. We'll make some good choices and we'll fail and we quit. We'll make a few steps this way and we'll fail and we'll stop. Not doing that anymore. I'm not going to do something I'm not good at. I'm not going to go down that road. I tried that once. It didn't work. The opposite of success, listen to me, the opposite of success is not, nor has it ever been, failure. Ever. You look at successful people, they fail more times than anyone else. You realize how many times Thomas Edison failed in trying to create the light bulb? Thousands. Do you realize how many times Abraham Lincoln failed at political office before he became President of the United States? More than once. Do you realize how many times Donald Trump failed in becoming a businessman before he became a billionaire and then lost it all and then became a billionaire and then lost it all and then became a billionaire again? More times than he's replaced his hair. Okay? Failure is a part of every successful person. The more successful you are, the more failures you're going to face. The opposite of success is not failure. It's a lie that we teach our children. It's a lie that we've been taught. It's a lie that's communicated in our society. It is not true in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to tell you what the opposite of success is. The opposite of success is to settle, to quit, to stop. That's the opposite of success. You want to not succeed in life? Quit. Settle. Come to that point where you say, this is as good as it's going to get. I can't be anything more than this. It's all I've got. It's all that's going to happen. That is the opposite of success. Failure is just one more problem that you have an opportunity to overcome. Failure is just one more problem that you have an opportunity to overcome. But again, it all comes back to choice. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice about who you want to be in this world. You have to make a choice about what you want to accomplish in this world. You have to make a choice not to settle. And I guarantee you, there's many of us, all of us in here in different places in our lives where we've settled. And it's time for us to get up and make a choice to be better. To make a choice to make Hobart better. To make a choice to make our family better. To make a choice to be better for our spouse, to be better for our children, to be better for ourselves. You have to make a choice. It doesn't just happen. The question that I want to end with, and I want to end with this question. The question that I have for you is simple. How big is your butt? No, I'm serious. How big is your butt? I mean, the thing about a big butt is the longer you sit on a big butt, the harder it is to get off a big butt to do anything about your big butt. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm not talking about what you're physically sitting on. I'm talking about the word butt and how we dismiss it, how we use it to dismiss all of the wonderful things that we were meant to experience from our life. I've been a minister for a number of years, and you'd be amazed. Christians are some of the biggest butted people in the world. I mean, we're some of the biggest butted people in the world. We'll say, you know, I know God loves me, but you don't understand what I've done. I know God forgives me, but you don't understand what I've done over here. We're the biggest butted people around. I've come up with an equation. If I were to say, you know what, Jody is an incredibly wonderful person, but I just can't stand her. I mean, who can't stand an incredibly wonderful person? I'm just kidding, by the way, okay? Who can't stand an incredibly wonderful person? We love incredibly wonderful people. So, I've come up with an equation. Anytime you hear the word but, all you got to do is apply the equation. And here's the equation. Nothing but the truth. Whatever you say before the but is nothing. It's meaningless. You're only saying that to sugarcoat what you're going to say after the but. So you have nothing in front of the but. It's irrelevant and it doesn't matter. Never listen to what comes before a but. Then you have the word but, and then you have what the truth is. And so when someone would come in my office as a minister and say, you know, I know God loves me, but you just don't understand what I've done, it's real simple. They don't think God loves them at all. Now, it's not just a Christian thing. It's a you and I thing. We'll say, yeah, I know that I can accomplish great things, but you don't understand the problems that I face. I know that I could be a better person, but you don't understand all the things that are working against me. I know that I can improve my life, but you don't understand how my kids are. You know? We got all kinds of but. There has to come a point in time in your life, and here's the key. Here's the key to choice. Here's the key to how choice works on a regular, consistent basis. There has to come a point in time in your life where you turn your butt around and say things the right way. You don't understand who my children are, but I know our family can be better. You don't understand the problems that I face, but I know I can choose to do things better tomorrow. You don't understand all the hardships that face my life, but I know that I can be better as a person. There has to come a point in time in your life where you turn your butt around, say things the right way, and live in truth. I would tell those people that were in my church, I would tell them, so what that means is I don't understand what you've done, but I know God forgives you. I don't understand who you are, but I know God loves you. And the last thing that I want to say to you, not as a representative of any organization, just as Warren standing here, is the reason I do what I do is because I believe that you were intentionally placed on this earth. You were intentionally created for a purpose. And you're in a room of people right now who want to see you become everything that you were created to be. So turn your butt around, say things the right way, live in truth, and choose to be something greater tomorrow than you are today. Thank you very much.